anxious over text. Okay, so I've had my fair share. I'm gonna be the first person to tell you, hey, sometimes when you're texting a girl, you're trying to get to know her, you're in these situations where you gotta figure out the whole cadence, right? You're not quite sure, but you really like this girl, and you really want her to be part of your life because she's a 10 out of 10, face card hard, body's hard, crazy, personality's cool in person, but we always get to the point where you're saying, hey, I'm texting this girl, and I'm trying to see the framework of what the cadence is. So sometimes a lot of guys mess this up, right? Let's say you're in a situation, you're texting a girl, she sends her text, it's 1 minute, you send her text, it's 1 minute, boom. Her next text is in 2 hours from now. So in your mind, you're like, well, I get it, you're probably busy. Let me send my next text. 1 minute. Boom, 4 hours. So now you're getting to the point where you're like, okay, all right, I don't want to look like I'm getting too anxious about this and this, that, and the third. So you decide to text her 5 minutes after that 4 hours. Wait. And what usually I tell guys that I coach is match the cadence, right? You got to match the cadence. But coming from a guy that runs multiple businesses, I don't kind of follow that pattern, right? I understand that we're all busy. I'm busy. You're busy. I believe that, right? But I also believe in the reality of what we live in. We all don't wake up in the morning and we don't start reading newspapers, right? I don't believe that. So because I run multiple businesses, I have to be accessible at different times at different hours. If I'm not, I mean, I'm technically doing something. But what society is saying, hey, you guys, right? If you don't run a business, if you have your day-to-day opportunities, but you're on your phone 24/7, if you wake up in the morning, you're on your phone. And this is what happens with a lot of people. This is where this idea of being an anxious texter, right? You're anxious as a guy that you really want this girl to be part of your situation, part of your program. You start to become very anxious. But what I'm trying to say is that I follow the cadence of understanding. I respond repetitively. Why does coach respond repetitively? Because I understand my program. If you want to take 4 hours to text to wait for me, I know you're mentally aware that I texted you. I don't care what anybody says, guys, right? You have to understand and have the same cadence. As a person that is very anxious, how do you remove that anxiousness from understanding? Well, you have to be aware of who you are and what values that you align with. If your values align with success, wealth, right? Freedom, access, I want you guys to really be aware of this, because there's not a lot of guys that understand this, right? We get in situations and we're saying, hey, I know I'm in the dating game, but I don't know my values. So my value system is corrupted because now I have to play with the dating game's rules. As a guy that's understanding the dating game, you set the rules. You set the program. So what am I trying to tell you guys to resonate with? I'm trying to tell you guys that, yes, you have an anxious, you're anxious, you're waiting for a text, you're trying to figure out, when is she going to text you? Should I keep the same 1 minute pattern or should I extend it? I want you guys to understand that question leans heavily into your values. I run multiple businesses. I have to be attentive on my cell phones at all times. So if I'm trying to get you off my cell phone as quick as possible, because as long as I got to you, I'm capable to saying, okay, who needs help next? Who needs the optimal of me next? So what took me out of my anxiousness of waiting for a girl to text me back, is she gonna text me back at this time? Should I wait 2 hours, this, that, and the third? Guys, if you don't have none of these values set part, I'm gonna tell you, hey, if she texts you 2 hours later, you text her 2 hours later. That's the game. Right? That's the reality of the dating game. I'm trying to say, how do you overcome being an anxious texter? Waiting for her text, waiting for her reply. Well, I want you to be able to say, hey, these are where my values align, right? But this is the system and a cadence that I'm running off. So when I respond to you quick, I know that I'm efficient with the way my life is going to go. So the people that really want to be in my life, that want to be part of the journey, they're going to respond to me at a quick manner. So I'm not going to play the game of saying, hey, you responded to me 2 hours later. I'm going to respond to you when I respond to you and you decide to get on that program or not. But I won't sit here and say, hey, guys, I'm going to tell you guys, make sure that you're following the idea of she's leading the conversation, wait 4 hours, 5 hours. I'll give you guys this one tip. If this pattern continues with her, even where you say, hey, I'm aligning my values with success, wealth, trying to get as quick of a response to people that I really love and care about, and this goes, drop her. It's not worth it. You are wasting more time because now you're catering to her scheduling. So off rip, if a person is aware and you know that their values aren't on the same level that you believe, because most people aren't that busy. Like, really think about the girls that you're dating. If you're in school, you're not that busy. If you're guys, you guys have to understand. If you're in high school and you're dating, she's not that busy. If she's in college, she's not that busy. If this is the real world, she's not that busy. The corporate world is not that busy. Everybody's on their phones. So I really want you guys to sit here and delete the notion that people are not aware that you have texted them. People are 100% aware. If I'm aware that I have hundreds of DMs flowing, and I'm aware that I have to get to as many people as possible in the day, I know that person doesn't have 100 DMs nobody's doing that, right? So I want you guys to have this notion. Understand, for the guys that need to understand and unpack this, get your values straight. If you're starting to make your own program, understand that when you make this program, you are now on your program. So whoever decides to fit in that program and doesn't want to be part of, it's okay for them or you to say, hey, I don't want to do this. So the more you understand that, the more growth in understanding how to get rid of the anxious texting modem of saying, when is she gonna text me back? I text back quickly. I am aware that you are not that busy. So now my game plan is understanding how long are you gonna do this? Because if it's gonna be extremely a long time amount, then you should not be part of my life, because that is not how I operate. And I'm gonna be quite frankly with you. I'm gonna be very frank with you guys, right? People will abide by your system. If you're that guy that gets back as quick as possible, people will abide by that. So guys, believe it or not, be aware of this. Class is closed. Okay. Guys, I need you guys to tap it. Tap it for me. Guys, if you haven't popped into the Discord, go to the Discord. The link is in the bio. Just click it. The Book of Yay. Join the Discord, guys. Also, go to YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Turn me up. But I want to get to the one point that everybody's been asking me. Coach this, coach that, coach, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm doing a 6-month coaching program. Guys, it's a one-on-one. It's only a couple spots. Look, for the guys that are serious, go join the Discord. The link is in my bio. DM me one-on-one. And then we can go from there. But guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm only taking people that's trying to get off the bench and trying to play the game and try to win. I'm not taking people that don't want to win. You guys ever been to a program and you look over here and you're like, oh snap, the program's good. Yeah, we're doing that, guys. So the guys that want to get their fitness right. For the guys that want to get their goals right. For the guys that want to demolish the dating game and go and understand how to go past the heartbreak, I'm that guy. For the guys that really want to tap in on their faith, I'm that guy. So I'm only going to take a couple guys that are really serious, guys. We're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna see how you're at. But I'm only taking serious people. If you are the type of person that's saying, hey, I'm done with the fact that I'm losing at life and I want to win, the people that are locked in with the Book of Yay, we gonna win. You gonna look at your teammates and you gonna say, I'm a winner. But at the end of the day, if you come on this side, we gonna work. It's no BS. It's everything. It's daily. So guys, tap in. The Book of Yay. Go to YouTube, subscribe, lock in. But believe it or not, class is closed.